So good afternoon, everybody. It is Scott with the Washington Township Fire Department. I'm here today at the training tower. We're not inside, we're outside. Since it is Fire Prevention Week, and since the theme of this year's Fire Prevention Week is cooking up safety in the kitchen, I didn't think we should do this inside in the kitchen. We're going to do a little pretend here. I have my camping stove, and right now I've got some grease in the pot there, some oil. We're heating up. We're going to show you a little bit of what happens if you happen to pour some water on a grease fire. I hate to give you a spoiler, it's not a good idea. So hang tight with me. I just put this on and lit it. The first thing I'm going to do is take a little step away. We like to stay at least 3 feet away from the stove when we're not actively doing something on the stovetop, stirring, flipping, anything like that. We want to keep a 3-foot circle around the stovetop, or really any heating surface, free. So I'm not going to get too close. And we're going to pause a little bit here, and we'll be back in a minute. So we're back. Here I am. The oil is starting to heat up. It's obviously not on fire, but if I was paying attention in the kitchen, serving up some fire safety, and was in here and noticed a little bit of the smoking, steaming stuff that's going on, that's a great thing, because I could then prevent the fire before it even happens by simply taking the pot off the stove, put it on a burner that's not on, putting that lid on, and then turning my hot burner off. No fire, no hazards. It's exactly what we want you to do, and that's why we always recommend that you stay in the kitchen when you are cooking. But in the case of this demo, we're going to put that back on there, let it get just a little bit warmer. So we got a little grease fire going here. What I am going to go ahead and do is just put that lid on there using gloves or a pot holder. Very carefully put that onto a cool burner. I'd turn the oven off to get rid of that burner, and I'm not going to touch that right now. You can see it's still smoking. The worst thing we could do is try to carry that outside. It's full of hot grease. Very, very dangerous, and also very easy to reignite. So we're going to let that cool down. Hopefully we've ourselves or had somebody else call for 911. Got a couple firefighters standing over here just in case. When they arrive, they're going to make sure everything is off, everything's cool. We'll put some fans in your house to get rid of the aroma that we have going on right here. And by paying attention, we have prevented a fire, and we're going to be good to go for another day. What I am going to do now, put this back on the burner. I'm going to show you the worst case scenario, and that is going to be pouring some water on this grease fire. So right now I've got a cup of water in here, just about 10 ounces. It's not full, just normal water. On a stick, just so I can stand back, because I'm not going to want to be close when we do that. So obviously a very different outcome, and a habit that can sometimes be both instinctual and dangerous. We're in the kitchen, there's a sink, and our almost instinct is to put water on the fire. And in the case of a grease fire, fat fire, it's one of the worst things we can do. You saw that fireball outside here. This is the reason that we did this demonstration outside. But that fireball inside could be catastrophic and could quite possibly catch the rest of your kitchen on fire. So hopefully this is something you can learn from. Water is a great tool for putting out structure fires. But when we're in the kitchen, we want to remove what's burning from the heat, remove the heat, or also use a little fire extinguisher and turn all the heat sources off. All of this can be prevented simply by paying attention when you're in the kitchen. So just as a little explanation of what we saw there with that fireball, we had a cup of water, and water boils and turns into steam at 212 degrees. That pot of burning oil that we had was burning at somewhere between 500 and 600 degrees, so more than twice as hot as the vapor point of water. So when we poured that water in there, it instantly turned into steam. And steam, just like in the shower or on your pot, will turn into a big cloud vapor. When that happened, all that water turns to steam, that cloud vapor comes up, but in this instance, those water vapor molecules were covered in burning oil. And as that water vapor comes up, it coats your cabinets, your stovetop, in that case, probably even the ceiling of your kitchen, in a sheen of burning oil, which can turn so very dangerous. And that's why we tell you all the time, never, ever, ever pour water into a grease fire. That's just one part of what you can do to serve up some safety in the kitchen. Pay attention to what you're cooking. Have a great day, and everybody stay safe out there.